Good evening, everybody. You're watching the Dylan Osso show. My name is Dylan Osso, and today we're going to be talking about Trump's economic D-Day, amongst other things. So let's get into it. Before we get into it, we have to talk about shortly his Jesus and Whatnots debate against Parker. I mean, an absolute Catholic victory, Beautiful. I mean, Parker pretty much conceded. I don't think Parker knew what the principle of sufficient reason was, and he kind of just argued from something that he didn't know, and he knew if he accepted it, he couldn't make an argument against it. So, an absolute Catholic victory. It completely dominated the debate, and then Parker had to go, I think, like an hour and 30 minutes in. And most of the debate was just debating this St. Thomas's second way, which was a fishing cause. And I mean, he could not just. I don't think Parker knew what he was talking about. I'm gonna keep it honest with you. Didn't think he knew what he was talking about. I think he went to the debate really unprepared, and it led to him just getting wiped. So again, total Catholic victory. I'm so happy he won that debate. I'm so happy to see where Jesus and Whatnot or Noah has came within the last couple of years. I remember watching him when he first started his video against atheists, and I think I first saw him when it was his video with Dean Withers when he said Ephesians 21. But anyways, let's get into the substance of why you're here. Trump's war in Iran, economic warfare. So pretty much he said a lot of things on Truth Social. I think it was like at 12 o'clock in the morning. He posted a Truth Social post saying that anybody that does any economic deals with Iran is getting economic D-Day. So I don't know if it's going to be sanctions, tariffs, no idea. I don't know if we're going to cut them off from trade. But I feel like this is another like running space. Like he knows he's trapped in a corner where his economy sucks. He's gonna lose midterms. Midterms is it's like 2 months away now. He's not gonna win, so he's worried and he's gonna start like panicking. So he's not going to like anyone that does any trade with Iran. They're getting, I don't know if they're getting sanctions. I don't know if they're just cut off from trade. But then Iran is also getting more sanctions. So let's read what he said. So Donald Trump announced the most crushing economic operation ever against Iran as he pivots to I can't read right now. As he pivots to financial warfare to try to force Tehran into accepting the term to end the war. So pretty much he announced economic D-Day, any kind of lifeline to that Iran will like force them into conceding. He said it would be tremendous economic consequences. Oil smuggling, swap lines, cash transfers, exchange houses, ship registers, front companies. It all needs to stop now, as he says on Truth Social. A lot of other things. I don't know if I want to read all of it, though. Because, again, this guy writes paragraphs. I mean, like, paragraphs. Tragically for – actually, I actually want to read this. Tragically for them, they have failed to take it. Therefore, today, I am announcing the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country. So, I'm trying to see what else. He's saying their Navy's gone. Again, the same things he keeps saying. Their Navy's gone. They're gone. The missiles are gone, even though none of that's been proven true. None of that's been proven true. There's no evidence on that. So, yeah. He's trying to get concessions with Iran. He's trying to get Iran to concede. And I'm like, my ideal was this. I do believe that Iran having nukes is maybe it's a problem. I think anybody having nukes is a problem. If you watched my debate yesterday, I did say it was something to worry about. But I said if Israel's allowed to have nuclear bombs, Iran's allowed to have nuclear bombs. It's fairness. To me, that's just. But if we go into this, let's go into this, right? Trump in his first term, what he did was this. He would put harsh sanctions, tariffs on anyone that did business with them. But now I feel like he went to war, which seems so uncharacteristic of Trump, who in his whole life said that we need to get away from war with Iran. Makes no sense to me on that point. Absolutely no sense. Oh yeah, off topic. If I start lagging, it is pretty much heavy rain outside right now. Is gonna pour, and so Wi-Fi might give out. Just like let you guys know because I'm live in the air right now. Anyways, let's continue. So pretty much with Trump's war in Iran, he is now. I think he's realizing he's backed into a corner, as I said before, with the Strait of Hormuz pretty much being shut down, and he realized now that he gave leverage to a country like Iran, where he used to, okay, we're gonna put sanctions on you and stuff like that. They had no business closing the strait before that. Well, now they have the strait closed. He doesn't want to do ground forces. I think he's realizing what I said this month. I think it was I said it earlier this month that he's backed into a corner on certain things. He's backed in the corner with either having to do ground forces to get the regime change. As I said in my debate yesterday, the only way that you're going to stop Iran from having a nuclear bomb permanently is that you're going to have to either do total regime change. That's the only way, actually. Is doing permanent regime change, which I said is already problems. We don't want to go into war on ground forces. You'll need ground forces to do that. So Trump is like, well, I can't get myself out of this war because Israel will never let us have a peace deal. That's a fact. We've seen every MOU getting broken by Israel bombing Lebanon and stuff like that. Every single one. It's not just one of them. Every single one is them bombing Gaza or Lebanon or something like that. And Iran's like, you're going to stop doing that. So it's obvious that Israel will never let this happen. When Netanyahu met 2 weeks before, when Netanyahu met with Trump 2 weeks before the war in Iran, his whole goal before this was, I'm never going to let the United States get out of this war. Never. Because we're going to drag him into this war because Trump got dragged into it. Marco Rubio said that. Right? We're going to drag him into this war. And we're not going to ever let him go out. Because Netanyahu was a smart guy. He knew that Lebanon was going to be in the deal, in the MOU. And so he's like, I'm just going to keep bombing them. So Trump has to stay in this war. And I think Trump is realizing that, well, I messed up. I made a colossal fuck up. And I need to get out of this. And so now he's going to his last pivot. And I don't see this working. I don't see this working. I don't know what exactly is he going to do? Is he just going to put really harsh sanctions? Is he going to stop bombing them now and just put really hard sanctions? Okay, what was the point of the 18 U.S. soldiers dying? Also, again, Netanyahu will never allow that. The AIPAC lobby who funded Trump, Mary Madelson, will never let them have that. So Trump is kind of just backed into a corner here. Backed into a corner. I don't see him getting out because Trump would need to do this permanently, which, again, Iran has been on the most extreme sanctions forever, right? I mean, what are you exactly going to do? And again, you didn't even meet your achievement because now, well, I'm assuming the Strait of Hormuz is still going to be taken. I'm assuming Iran's still going to put mines on it. I don't think they can afford it if it was extreme sanctions, which was my first thing. I would put harsh sanctions on Iran, right? Harsh sanctions. And if you really see the problem, which I would do, I actually liked when Trump put a 25% tariff. So I think it would be adding on to whatever tariffs he had. A 25% tariff in any country that did business with Iran. I think that was an amazing thing. I said it at the time. That it would be a better decision just to put, just pretty much let them fall on their own. I mean, I think some analysis were saying that it would be a year before Iran fell because they had no money. They're going broke. I don't understand why Trump just didn't let it play out. Well, we actually do know why. Because he's an idiot and reports saying Trump that he's really gullible and his opinions switch so easily. Also, again, all of his generals said that we should not go to war with Iran, and he did it. So it shows that he's just pretty gullible or something like that, which, again, is weird from a billionaire who has made many business deals in his life that he's getting persuaded by somebody so easily. It's weird to think about. Really weird to think about. So now, what's my prediction to end off this video? Because I mean, Iran, I don't want to talk about it that much anymore, right? I don't want to talk about it much anymore. So, what else is there? What is the predictions I'm gonna make? So I'm gonna keep my same predictions. Not gonna work. Everything Trump has tried has not worked. The blockade hasn't worked. The Strait of Hormuz has not worked. Nothing's worked. The intensification of bombings hasn't worked. So nothing has really worked. And I'm just gonna take, well, the evidence shows that nothing's really worked. Or maybe they did, but there's more downsides to upsides. I'm gonna say that same thing's gonna happen. Same thing's gonna happen. Not really convinced by anything with Trump. I mean, if you wanted to do this, you could have done this without actually risking any Americans' lives and killing many Americans. You could have just done that. Because, again, if you hear the debate that I had yesterday, if you listen to the debate I had yesterday, I said that this is a Middle Eastern conflict. I'm a Monroe Doctrine guy. I like the Monroe Doctrine. Western hemisphere. This is ours. We don't go over there. Why is it our duty to be there? Why is it our duty to be the world's police and make sure that no one has nuclear bombs? You have to explain to me. To me, it sounds like it's Israel's problem, because really the one in threat is Israel, in my opinion. Because the likelihood of them launching a nuke at me or us is really, really rare. Because one, Iran is under the thumb of China and Russia. They kind of do things, whatever they do. There's pretty much a proxy state, pretty much, for China and Russia. They get most of their oil there. They do a lot of business there with Iran. Second of all, if they do want to launch a nuke at us, they pretty much crash the global economy. Why? Because everything runs through America. Everything. It's different if we were like Somalia and no one cares about us and they want to launch a nuke at us. We're arch enemies. Well, yeah, that makes sense. But to ruin the global economy and pretty much cause a permanent economic collapse if we lose America, I think that won't work. That's why everyone says the national debt. Well, if we collapse, China collapses, Russia collapses, the Western half collapses, so like Europe collapses, because a lot of deals are actually, we have so much imports from those countries, especially from China, that they're lose a lot of their GDP, and they won't be able to make it up anywhere else. So the likelihood of Iran launching a nuke at us is crazy to me. Also, that we have nukes, and we'll just launch nukes back at them. And also, we have missile defense systems. We are perfectly fine, in my opinion. It should be up to the Middle East to decide whether this is something to worry about. And you heard this in my debate. Anyways, let's talk about now the predictions. I'm going to say my first prediction is that nothing's going to happen with this. I think it's just going to be a failure again. The Strait of Hormuz is going to stay the same way, and this war drags on for another month or two. Second, I'm going to keep my prediction that we're going to have to use ground forces eventually. It's going to happen. We started something with Iran, and we just can't. We've been trying to get ourselves out of it, but with pride, because Trump can't just lose. Because then he'll be seen as the worst president of all time if he just up and leaves. All right, so we can't do that. So yeah, I think that we're going to use ground forces and try to take it over, and we probably will, but it'll take years and probably won't be finished at the end of the Trump administration, and hundreds of thousands of American soldiers will die. If I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong. Again, I hope I'm wrong. I don't want this to happen. It's just the most viable thing I see right now. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I might have a debate today with a libertarian. His name is True Trey. Go check him out. He's a libertarian. It's a Massey guy. I'm a statist. I like big government I like big government in a sense of social life. But yeah, so we should have a debate. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm not 100% sure, but I might have one Sunday. I have one confirmed for next Monday against a left-winger. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Not the most exciting videos to warn I ran against. So yeah, thank you and God bless.